University of Texas.
The football player from Texas cliché. Is this the part where EA introduces a new feature to a yearly franchise and tells us how they keep pushing boundaries and innovating, even though every other major sports game franchise has already done a cinematic story mode?
Why are you here? Because football is my life.
The football is my life cliché. Mahershala Ali, -1 sin for getting such an amazing actor.
My father used to say, when the world knocks you down, get back up again.
Generic saying is generic.
I might be biased, but I'm pretty sure that's the most innovative Madden we've done in well over a decade.
Andrew Wilson's subtle way of saying they haven't innovated at all in the last decade.
2 years ago, we launched Star Wars Battlefront, and we got a lot of feedback. A lot of it positive, and a bunch of it constructive. That's a euphemism for not as positive.
Even after pointing out the euphemism for negative feedback, it still doesn't do justice to how big of a letdown Battlefront was.
Games allow us to do extraordinary things and to be extraordinary in our own ways.
Andrew Wilson has made almost this exact same speech for the last 4 E3s. I think they just keep taking the previous year's speech and rewording it.
First, Night Map's debut this summer.
So our first in-depth look at this year's conference is for new DLC to last year's game?
We believe in making stars of all our players.
I'm all for expanding the esports scene, but honestly we don't want to hear about this during E3. We just want to see the games.
And in our official Football League competitions, you can represent your favorite real-world team. It's true, you can.
Looks like he was waiting for applause after that announcement, but no one here cares about esports. The silence was deafening. This is actually a really good trailer, but they already released it a couple of days before this conference. The beauty of E3 is the hype you get when you see something new. Adding 5 sins here for all the companies who prematurely release their trailers. This missed high five will echo throughout eternity, and if it was intentional, then it will echo through the very depths of Hades.
The biggest story in football is, of course, Alex Hunter, the new hero of the virtual pitch and the star of The Journey.
They are actually continuing the same story from the previous game. That'd be nice if the previous game wasn't a generic run-of-the-mill sports glory story.
What up, guys? Thank you for having me, EA. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Jesse Wellens, and I am a YouTube creator.
Jesse Wellens? From Boyfriend vs. Girlfriend, the prank channel? If you're going to use a YouTuber to help promote your game, then why not use, I don't know, a gaming YouTuber? Maybe, Axel Löbler, just putting that out there, you know. You can reach me through my agent.
And I am a YouTube creator. So I am here to talk about Need for Speed, Payback.
Oh my God, this might be the cringiest moment ever at G3. Let's let the tape run a bit to find out.
If you guys didn't know, Need for Speed Payback, yeah, it's a great game. But all right, all set aside, I'm a YouTube creator. Need for Speed Payback, it's coming out. I got my boy Marcus, executive producer here. He is the producer of the game. Thank you, Nick, for having me.
Hey, man. Thanks, Jesse.
Scratch that. That is absolutely the cringiest moment ever caught on camera. Adding another 33 sins for each second we had to suffer through that. Actually, let me take off 10 sins because that was absolutely hilarious. Adding another sin to the EA production crew for not having cue cards ready for this very problem. Have teleprompters never malfunctioned before? Why do I feel as though this man's trying to peer into my soul, slowly peeling me like an onion layer by layer as I run naked in a field of broken dreams and heartache? These slow-mo cinematic sequences may seem like the type of thing that will be awesome for the first 3 times, but will get extremely annoying after the 300th time. Discount Fast and the Furious. Need for Speed Payback? Generic title is generic.
Hey, my name is Joseph Fares.
Did he just mispronounce his own name?
I know I sound very cocky, but I can't help it because it's true. I'm so pumped up, it's crazy. You don't know, I live, breathe this game. I'm telling you, it's like, it's gonna kick ass. It's gonna kick ass.
He kind of sounds like Donald Trump trying to sell me on Trump University.
I would build a great wall, and nobody builds walls better than me, believe me.
It's great to be here showing you the games you'll play this year.
He just said, it's great to be showing you the game you'll be playing this year, when literally just 5 seconds before, the trailer clearly says early 2018.
What motivates me every day is the responsibility we have to push our industry forward.
We've officially reached the filler section of the conference. Why would you show us a 30-second tease for a full gameplay reveal happening the next day? That's just cruel, EA.
I'm Sean O'Brien, and I'm here today to share the latest about NBA Live 18 with you.
Wait, they're still making NBA Lives? Fun fact, in 2015, NBA 2K16 sold 1 million copies while NBA Live only sold 8,000 in their first month. You heard that right, 8,000 copies.
We've spent the last 2 years completely overhauling virtually every aspect of gameplay.
You should probably spend another 2 years getting the landfill ready for all the unsold copies you'll have of NBA Live 18. We can bury them next to the ET site. The LeBron dead face. Kendrick Lamar for the trailer. They're really pulling out all the stops to make this game happen. Sorry, EA, it's not going to happen. In all honesty, the trailer is good and the game looks better than prior iterations, but their brand is too badly tainted at this point, adding 5 sins for the cruel and unusual punishment of having the development team continually making a game that no one plays. Apparently 2,651 retweets is the magic number to get EA to listen to its fans. Good to know for our future complaining.
I'm Janina Gavankar.
I don't know why, but when I see her name, it makes me think of something else.
And I play Commander Iden Versio, leader of the Inferno Squad in Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Whoa, relax, lady.
I'm also an advocate for in-depth cinema caliber story in games.
Why do they always do this? Why do they always have to ruin these moments with overly scripted fake presentations that never fail to be tone deaf? I don't blame this poor actress, but please either show us the gameplay or let her go up there and try to be a real human being, for goodness sakes.
Sounds like an awesome program, and if I didn't suck at multiplayer, maybe I'd get an invite. That's true.
I think the crowd forgot to laugh there. Shame on EA for forgetting to turn on the laugh sign above the stage.
One, the community thought there should have been more. And the good news is this, the developers have been listening.
Okay, this is about the 6th time they mentioned listening to the community, which is of course a good thing, but that doesn't erase the fact that the story should have been in the first game. You're not saints now because you quote-unquote listen to the community.
We've got a whole bunch of new features. One of the biggest ones that a lot of fans are excited about is the class system.
They split the characters up into different classes.
They have different weapons, special abilities that you can customize.
It affects your health. It affects how you are going to support your team.
They talk about the class system as if they invented it. Look guys, something new! Classes! No one has ever done this before in the history of games! This is reminding me of the Call of Duty Ghosts fish incident.
And also added an AI system to it, so we have fish move out of the way when you get close to them.
I watched that thing like 20 times backstage with my mom before this even started. My mom's here, yes, it's a big day for me, I'm sorry. So... Okay. So
now, you see there, EA? You see how she just spoke from her heart? And she was just being herself? And did you notice how you felt warmth in your heart? And you actually liked her? Did you notice that people actually applauded her? Yeah! Just a grim reminder of how you f***ed up the rest of the presentation.
Hi guys, it's John Boyega here. You thought I wasn't going to turn up?
John Boyega came on screen. No one applauded.
The team at DICE heard our feedback loud and clear on the previous Battlefront.
All right, that's it. We're tired of hearing about DICE and EA hearing our feedback. 10 sins.
Players who pre-order will get early access to multiplayer beta and Yoda's epic lightsaber mastery star card.
Pre-order bonuses.
I think I've actually spent about $1,000 in that game.
You have a problem.
I do have a problem.
Yeah.
But it's just, there's just so much Star Warsy goodness. I can't help it.
I got to pick it up. I have to play it.
You should try it.
Gaming addiction is no joke, my friends. EA Lightning Round.
Tweets from these games. And a new
look at NBA Live.
Pursue your legacy.
A horror game. It'll scare the shit out of you.
Worst intro in the 22-year history of E3.
So let's start our tour of Bethesda Land with 2 VR games coming out this year.
So you're starting the show with VR? Really? So Pete Hines gets the crowd excited by asking them if they're ready to see 2 VR games Bethesda's releasing this year. They proceed to show Doom VFR and Fallout 4 VR. He should have asked if they're ready to see what games they've repackaged this year. A quick search on Steam reveals that Fallout 4 VR will be $60. Wait, it's not going to be a free update if you already own the game? Maybe it shouldn't be free, but full price? Maybe we should just bend over and stop resisting, make it easier for them. The Steam description also reveals that Fallout 4 VR will only include the core game, so if you're expecting some sort of the Game of the Year edition, then you just don't know how the game industry works. And f*** you. The Morrowind expansion was released on June 6th. This Morrowind presentation at E3 took place on June 11th. That is all. Bethesda didn't even bother to cut back to the crowd after the Morrowind segment, probably because they didn't want us to see the complete and utter shock on the attendees' faces. Is that Thomas the Tank Engine?
Introducing Creation Club, a collection of new game content for Skyrim and Fallout 4. Browse the selection in-game by category, and use credits to download right there. Your new content will appear automatically.
Translation: paid mods, paid mods, paid mods, paid mods, paid mods.
They all await in Skyrim. You must simply find the path.
A cinematic trailer for an expansion for a card game?
One of our most beloved games is coming to a Nintendo platform. Now that's a switch.
I see what you did there. Wow, Skyrim is coming to the Nintendo Switch? I didn't know that. That is completely new information, and I'm totally hearing it for the first time ever here at E3 2017. More esports. The showcase is over and still no new Elder Scrolls. If this is all they had for the show, then why even have a showcase/conference at all? They'd be better showing off their stuff at either the Microsoft or the Sony conferences. The entire PC gaming show was a horrible abomination of complete boredom. It would take a team of well-trained rocket scientists to find all the sins they committed in those 2 unholy hours. I'll just be nice and give them 50 sins for the show and 50 sins for not confirming Half-Life 3.
Someone I truly admire. Please.
Shigeru Miyamoto just walked into the room and these so-called gamers don't immediately stand up and give this man a standing ovation? The man who's had his hands in Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong, F-Zero, Pilot Wings, Kirby, Earthbound, Pokemon, and countless others? When this man walks into a room, you better fucking stand up. Period. On this frame alone, there are 36 not standing. We'll be lenient here and only add 36 sins. -1 sin for this Zelda phone cover. This guy has a championship belt in the crowd.
So since this project first started, I've been very excited to see what kind of humor the Rabbids could bring to the Mario world.
で、ただ、ダビデさんに会った時にね、ダビデさんに一つだけお願いしたんです。
And so when I met Davide-san, who is the creative director of this game,
Davide Soliani's subtle tears is the most powerful moment at this year's E3. He reportedly was such a fan of Miyamoto that in 2002 he camped out in the rain for 10 hours in front of Miyamoto's hotel for a chance to meet him. Now here, 15 years later, his hero and the most iconic game developer on Earth is standing on stage, live to hundreds of thousands of people around the world complimenting him on the game he's been working on tirelessly for the past 3 years. Truly a beautiful moment. This is the point we realise that there's no Aisha Tyler this year. She was always a cringy host, but I already got used to her. And I don't like it when things change. So we're just going to ignore the fact that they completely blocked out his face with the camera there? Okay, discount Inception. The crew, but with planes and boats and more planes and more boats. This game looks like a prime candidate for the Ubisoft downgrade. I'll believe it when I see it. More than likely it'll be delayed for the 10,000th time. Is this a game? Or is this a movie? Got to admit, these Ubisoft cinematic trailers are absolutely stunning. -1 sin. Add this to the list of Ubisoft games with massive potential but will probably end up only half the game it could be. Adding a sin here, not for Skulls and Bones, but for Ubisoft's shady history. The Just Dance section of the show. Dancing Sub-Zeros. K-pop. The actual name of the song is Bubble Pop. The actual name of the song is Bubble Pop. Dancing Panda alert. The Dancing Panda is wearing a 1980s-style gold chain, as if he were the 4th member for Run DMC. I just don't know what to say here. Oh my, she is rather attractive. We'll remove a sin for each thigh. Interesting that they left the name of the song blurry here. It's almost as if they knew no one was going to look it up anyway. Oh wow, this game actually looks really Wait, is that? Are those the toys I will have to buy to play the f***ing game? Steep. Rhymes with deep. And that's the amount of shit they're in unless they get people to actually play this game. Wait, there's a steep expansion? How is this a possible outcome of any of the known universes?
They've closed the roads. There's no cell phone signal, no 911. People are f***ing scared.
Where the f*** did that come from? How dare you f***ing swear on my beloved E3, you unbelievable piece of sh**!
If you're gonna survive, you and your guns for hire are gonna need to save it. But to do that, well, you're gonna need to raise some hell.
Oh, I see what you did there because of the game's religion. And then you said, yeah. After very careful research and studying this frame by frame, we've come to the conclusion there is no way that this came from inside her dress. Okay, the cinematic trailer was great, and it's nice to see Beyond Good and Evil get a sequel 15 years later. But let us not forget that we already had not one, but two Beyond Good and Evil 2 trailers before, in 2008 and 9 respectively. So you'll forgive us if we're not jumping off the walls with excitement. Never underestimate Ubisoft's ability to fuck this up. The moment you realise that everyone in the crowd works at Ubisoft. Ubisoft Lightning Round.
Right after.
Here at the home base.
To sort of bring.
At Ubisoft,
Microsoft immediately establishes what this whole conference is about. 4K resolution, because of course 4K resolution improves everything about a game. It's actually better than other inconsequential things like, I don't know, story or gameplay. This intro gives us false hope that we'll see anything related to Gears of War or Halo during this conference. Spoiler alert, we don't.
When the renegade group of gamers, creators, and engineers came together to form the original Xbox team,
I would hardly describe a group backed the most powerful corporation on Earth as renegades.
The newest member of the Xbox family, fittingly named Xbox One X.
Xbox One X. How do we abbreviate this? Xbox Ox? Xbox? Xbox OX? XOX? XOX it is, the Hugs and Kisses console. Going to add an industry sin here for the tendency to change the final names of their consoles when everyone liked their project names. Remember the Nintendo Revolution? That was better than the Wii. Dolphin? Better than GameCube. We'll take Scorpio over Xbox One X, thank you very much.
6 teraflop GPU clocked at 1.172 gigahertz, 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory, and 326 gigabytes per second of memory bandwidth.
Sin for the crowd because they're applauding and we bet they don't even know what all those numbers mean.
Not only have we built the most powerful console ever, Xbox One X is the smallest Xbox ever.
-1 sin for the smallest Xbox ever.
Today, you are the first people to see the 2018 Porsche 911 GT2 RS. And this week at E3, like me, you can be the first to drive it.
Robotic reading of the teleprompter is robotic. Mixer? They're gonna go with the rebranding again? I preferred it when they called it Beam. I give 3 years before this livestream platform fades into oblivion, like these other legendary Microsoft products, Zune, Windows Phones, Courier tablets, Windows Vista, and the granddaddy of them all, Internet Explorer. We don't understand this confusing exclusive branding here. It says Xbox One console launch exclusive. Does that mean it's exclusive for the Xbox One X launch? Or is it a timed exclusive when it launches? For how long? What? They go out of their way to tell us how powerful the console is and how beautiful games look on it. Then they proceed to show us 40 minutes worth of games that could have looked this good on the GameCube. Not that these games are bad, but come on, Microsoft, get it together.
Those tracks are leading up, but that tree is going to give them direct information. That red outline is a mortal unicorn, and he's letting in about 100 meters away now.
This guy sounds like he's casting the fourth quarter of the finals, and we've been literally watching this player run forward in an empty map for the past 15 seconds. A Minecraft HD graphics pack for sale? Can't we just download free mods instead?
starting with the game I got to play on a recent trip to Japan. It's hilarious, a little crazy, and a whole lot of fun. Let's take a look at it.
I don't see how Phil Spencer finds this upcoming Dragon Ball fighting game hilarious. Xbox One console launch exclusive. There they go again. We certainly appreciate the love they are showing to indie games, but it shouldn't be half your E3 conference when your conference is 2 hours long. Is this the montage when we see most of the 42 games Phil Spencer said we would see during the show? Life is Strange was a wonderful game, but seems too early to do a prequel. Why not continue where the story left off?
I'm pleased to announce an exciting expansion to the program.
Backwards compatibility to the original Xbox? Yes, a million times yes.
We'll be providing 4K updates to these titles for free.
So you'll be providing free 4K updates for these specific titles. Are they implying that some 4K upgrades will have to be paid for?
And on November 7th, we'll begin worldwide rollout of Xbox One X, the world's most powerful console, at $499.
$500 is actually a fair price for what you're getting, but $500 is still $500. Is this where all of Mass Effect Andromeda's facial animation budget went?
In the world of Anthem, you and your friends are freelancers, the heroes who leave the safety of the walls of Fort Tarsus to explore the unknown and protect humanity.
Discount Destiny.
That wasn't flying, that was falling with style.
Conference is over and there's no Halo whatsoever? That's an unforgivable sin, a mortal sin. Even if they just play some bullshit cinematic trailer, that would be good enough. It's your flagship franchise in a year that's light on AAA announcements. Halo is an absolute must. Here's a lightning round of the amount of times we hear or see 4K during the Xbox conference.
It's true 4K resolution, 4K textures, and 4K assets. And when we say true 4K, 4K UHD Blu-ray made the jump to a 4K TV. The new 4K games use
And a native 4K.
In true 4K, in true 4K.
Running in 4K.
A free 4K update.
Minecraft in 4K, the first version of the game in 4K, 4K updates.
And there goes the audio. Buffering.
And our consoles are more powerful than ever, offering 4K and HDR options.
Sounds like only 5 people clapping in the crowd. There are probably the only 5 people who didn't go to the Microsoft conference the night before. Everyone else there already saw real 4K. This guy is not impressed.
We have an even broader, more diverse selection of blockbuster games coming soon. You will see.
Even the president and CEO of Sony Interactive couldn't keep a straight face after saying that. I know I'm supposed to be angry because there's a woman in this World War II game, but I really don't care. The game looks awesome. But we'll add on one sin for all the history buffs who are offended by this. Applause and enthusiasm for a Call of Duty game? What is this madness? This bloke looks a little too happy to be there, and it makes me angry that I wasn't there. The mandatory VR section of the show that only 10 people care about. Well, at least Sony had the decency to stick it in the middle instead of starting the show with VR. Bethesda. God of War just showed the best 5 minutes in E3, and these people are unable to clap. Exclusive skin, map, weapon, etc. Great for Sony, but yet again, game developers are tearing things out of the completed game and selling them piecemeal. I mean, we know these things are ready, there's a trailer about them.
Now, let me leave you with a true PlayStation exclusive, a true exclusive from PlayStation.
Kudos to him for taking a shot at Xbox, but adding a sin for making it subliminal instead of being a man and outright saying, a true exclusive. Not like Microsoft's pretend exclusives. Don't even buy an Xbox One, all their games are available on PC. Conference is over, but nothing on The Last of Us 2. Additional accessories required. Can Nintendo please stop trying to sell us on these unrealistic situations? Street racers aren't going to meet up in an aeroplane hangar to play Rocket League on their Nintendo Switches. Just show us 4 nerdy kids in a backyard sleepover with their inhalers nearby. I actually don't know what the fuck's going on here, but this girl is creeping me the fuck out. Only Nintendo would announce a new game from such an iconic franchise like Metroid with a title card. While we're not necessarily against DLC passes, especially when the core game is done right, and make no mistake about it, Breath of the Wild was done right, it is sad to see Nintendo finally give up and give in to the paid DLC trend. Amiibos. Ending the E3 presentations with Mario, -1 sin.
In 4K.
So today I went to the store and I bought a pineapple. And I thought to myself, pineapples? They're so last year, but it turns out they're actually pretty good. Sally sells seashells down by the seashore. By the seashore, she sells seashells. This is Axel, your narrator, speaking.